Hey, it's been a while. It's been a while since I made a video. You'll see that I'm not in the garage gym. It's still there, still exists, but today I'm in a hotel room. I've been quiet 'cause it's been a tough year, lots happening. Became a dad, which is fantastic, and some other things have happened along the way. So the content stopped, but the training didn't. So why am I in a hotel room? Well, I've been working on something for the last 11 weeks, a Photoshoot challenge. So I decided to take myself out of my comfort zone, and I've trained for the last 11 weeks, and tomorrow I'm going to go and have some photos of a fitness photographer. So this video is going to reflect on the process as I sit in this hotel room with nothing to do, and the later part of the video will show you the results. But I'll also make a results video. So this one will be mostly reflecting on the process, and the other one will be, and what were the results? And then I'll make some other videos around how did I do things, because there'll be lots of topics that people want to know about. So firstly, what is the Photoshoot challenge? So I've been following a coach on Instagram and various other places. His name's Adam Parr. I followed him for probably 10 years. And I've had a few plans from him in the past, some coaching and training. And for several years, he's been doing this thing called Photoshoot Challenge, but I've always lacked the courage to do it. The idea of the photos were just too scary, and I never felt quite good enough. And this year, it was, what was it, October? Probably October, September, October. No, it was mid-September. So he posted around mid-September Photoshoot challenge, and I saw it with 2 days to go to sign up. And I thought, do you know what? I was in a bit of a funk, not in a great place, and I was thinking I can either ride the rest of the year out and maybe self-destruct and get on the booze too early for Christmas and eat too much. And it would be easy to have made lots of excuses. So I had a birthday coming up, I had a little weekend holiday away coming up, I had an injury to my arm, a tendon injury, and it's easy to make excuses. But I thought, do you know what? I'm going to sign up, I'm going to fill in the form, I'm going to tell Adam all these things, and he can make a decision. He accepted me, we had a chat, he accepted me, and we programmed around them. So a little bit more about the plan then. So the plan is Adam will coach you, and he'll coach you for 12 weeks. This is 11 weeks for me, and I'll explain why in a bit. He coaches you from afar. I've never met Adam, but that really doesn't matter. He is so responsive. He emails you. He's got an app for your workout. He'll tell you what workout to do. There are videos in there. You punch in your numbers. He looks at those. He programs your food. It's up to you to cook it and follow it, but he programs it. He tells you what to eat. He sets your step goal. He sets your hydration goals. And there's a framework. I'm not going to tell you in detail what the plan is, because if you want to do it, look up Adam Parr and sign up for the challenge. But we'll talk about the framework. So Adam will program you. We worked in 2 6-week blocks. So one set of workouts for 6 weeks. Then they changed. Food pretty much stayed the same, but the calories moved around. Hydration pretty much stayed the same. Steps pretty much stayed the same. Week 1, I had a little holiday. So even with a holiday, because I worked around it, I was a good boy, I prepped my food, I took it with me. I had a few things like a gin and tonic and a beer, but I worked it into the calories. I still lost 1 pound. Later weeks I was losing 2 pounds, sometimes 3, by following the plan. I planned around my birthday. My wife always likes to make me a birthday cake, and this year I said I don't want a birthday cake. So she bought me a wooden birthday cake. So we gave that to my daughter, and it's now her daddy's birthday cake. And we probably have a slice of cake every morning. She carves a slice out and we sit and eat it at her table. So I did get a birthday cake, and I didn't have to eat it. Why did I do the plan? I did the plan, like I said at the start of the video, I was in a bit of a funk, bit of a rut. And do you know what? I did the plan to prove to myself that I could get back to the discipline that I've had before. I could dial in the food, I would track it, I could dial in a program and follow it, and I could make a promise to myself and keep it. There's a mantra that I like, and I've seen it on Instagram and places, and it says, integrity is keeping promises to other people, but self-respect is keeping promises to yourself. And that really rings true to me. And people will say, do you know what, he's a good old boy, he always does what he says he'll do, you can rely on Andy. But what often happens is, when you're doing that and you're keeping your promises to other people and sometimes over-committing and people-pleasing, you're ignoring or even not recognising your own needs. So I became aware of that and thought, do you know what, I need to boost my self-esteem, my self-respect. I need to keep some promises to myself. And it wasn't that I wasn't keeping promises, I wasn't making any. I was too focused on other things. So I thought 12 weeks, 3 months, 3 months of my life. I'm 43. I think I can find 3 months to double down on something. I've been doing the plan with an old training buddy, actually. He came out of retirement, as we call it. So he hasn't trained or worked out probably for a couple of years. He used to be my powerlifting buddy, and he came out of retirement. He had more weight to lose than me, so he didn't sign up for plans or photos. He just said, you tell me what to do. I'll come and do the workouts with you, and I'll track my food. And he smashed it. He's lost over 20 pounds. So he's in a really good place. And do you know what? It's been so great to have him along. It's been so great to have someone to work out with, and he's come to every workout consistently. And I've had a few other buddies along the way. We also had to do a conditioning day. So I was going to a local gym to do a sort of high intensity interval class with a friend and a coach there. And towards the end, it was too intense, so we dialed it back, and I got on my spin bike. And that's the only thing my buddy didn't do. I just got on my spin bike for 30, 40 minutes, a couple of times, and just watched the show and kept it in zone sort of 2, maybe 3, just to get that steady state cardio. But yeah, I've been doing it with him and several friends along the way. I'll talk a little bit about what did it cost. I mean, at the time I'm making this video, the plan was £600 to Adam, which is 12 weeks, £50 a week. And if you go and get a personal trainer anywhere, what are they charging? 25, £30 a session maybe? So yes, I didn't train with Adam in person, but I got so much more. I got access to Adam whenever I needed him. I was sending him videos on WhatsApp, and he was critiquing my exercises. There was one exercise we programmed early on that I just couldn't do with my arm injury, so he changed it. I said, I've done this instead. He said, perfect, keep it. He reprogrammed it, and he was always available. We also had a Facebook group, so the Photoshoot challenge, there's a group of you. I think there's a limit of 12. There was 7 this time, so we can get motivation and help and enthusiasm there. So £600 for the program. Then the other costs, there's some costs that are part of the program and some that are not. So I'm in a hotel room now, so I had to come down to High Wycombe to have my photos with a fitness photographer, Matt Marsh. So you could spend 50 quid on a hotel, 100 quid, whatever. You've got to get some fuel to get down here, so call it 50 quid. So let's say we're at 750. There's some supplements to buy, but we're talking protein and creatine that you probably buy anyway. But let's say 100 quid for the plan, so 850. There's the fake tan that I'm wearing right now, so the fake tan plus some top up and things and moisturiser was another, call it 50, so 900 quid. And there was something else I was thinking of. What else is plan specific? I don't know. I would say, you probably buy a few new bits of training clothes or something. So let's say £1,000 because of the program, but a lot of those are optional. And then the cost to feed yourself and stuff, but you're feeding yourself anyway. And it depends how much you want to spend or save money. So I've mostly prepped my own food, so chicken, rice, veg, that kind of standard fare. But I've also used a company called preppots.com. They're part of Muscle Food. 14 meals delivered, all ready to go. And I think that's about £50, £60, and you get 14 meals. There are smaller plans available, there are introductory deals, but they've been good on the weeks where I've prepped most of my food, but then maybe there's been a day where I forgot to get one out of the freezer, or I haven't had time to prep yet, so I can fill up a space with one of those. So instead of making poor decisions or unknown decisions, I grab a prep pot, they cook from frozen. And I've only had 2 deliveries. I've had 28 meals in 11 weeks from them. So that's the cost. So I talked a little bit about what might put you off or what might scare you. So the photos scared me. The photos scared me because once you've done the work, whatever you have done is in the photo, isn't it? So if you didn't do the work and you've made lots of adjustments along the way and you flexed things a bit too much and you just haven't done the work, it's going to show in the photo. But that comes back to keeping that promise to yourself. So the photo is scary, but it's great. It's great. It becomes exciting, really exciting. I'm so excited for tomorrow. And it holds you accountable. Every time you think, do I eat that chocolate bar? Do I have that donut? Can I just flex this into my diet? You go, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's only 12 weeks. But that doesn't mean I'm a saint. It doesn't mean I'm a saint. I have had a few things. Adam helped me flex my holiday, like I said, right at the start. So I managed to have a las iguanas. It was half a chicken and veg. So it wasn't really a flex, but it felt like a flex. I've had 3. I've had more Nando's in 12 weeks than I've had in 12 years probably. It's really easy to flex with a Nando's, half a chicken and some sides. They even do things like broccoli and stuff now, don't they? So really easy to flex with a Nando's, but I'm not doing it every week. I've done it 3 or 4 times. And every so often you get a craving, don't you? So a single 12 finger for 90 calories or something, you can find little bits of room. But the important thing is not to flex it too much. You've got to have that consistency, and it's 12 weeks. So what might put you off as well is, I can't have that flexibility, or I can't have that beer, I can't have. Try not to think of it as can't have. Try and think of it as what it's going to give you by not having it. So don't think scarcity mindset, think growth mindset. So think, I can have a beer in 12 weeks and I'm really going to enjoy it. That beer I want to have right now, it's not worth it. It's short-term happiness, but forego the short-term happiness and get long-term joy. Yeah. So build a physique in 12 weeks. It's worth it. It's just worth it. I was thinking about what are the criteria for joining up onto the photo shoot. So something that Adam's website says is you need to have been going to the gym for, I think, a year or 2, and you need to have access to decent equipment, so gym membership or something. So when I signed up, I said I'm going to do it in my garage gym, and Adam was right to be sceptical, because some garage gyms are, rusty weights and a pec deck that no one's ever used. But I sent him a list of my stuff, and he went, well, you have got a garage gym. So we programmed the whole workout for my garage gym with all the equipment that I had, and pretty much every weight training workout happened in there. Most of the conditioning was a class at the local gym, but that was because I wanted to go with my friend and socialise. Once a week we did a class together, and when we knocked that on the head, I did the spin bike in my gym. So the criteria, some experience in the gym. That's mostly so that Adam can send you a workout and you know what it means. So when he talks about supersets, and he talks about rests, or he talks about various other mechanisms, you understand those. If he says do an easy bar skull crusher, or do a straight bar push down, or hammer curls versus bicep curls, you've got the basics. There are videos, but if you're trying to learn how to do those things as well as do the plan, makes the plan harder. You also need some experience of tracking your food. I would say, as long as you know how to count calories and break them down into macros, protein, fat, carbs, use MyFitnessPal, you're golden. You don't need to know anything more than that. And you need to have some experience with following a plan. So progressive overload. So every Monday I do, chest day, or whatever the bros are, the bro splits are, but this is the day, these are the moves, these are the times, these are the rests, and these are the sets. So I know every Monday I'll do this, and as long as I keep the rest the same and I look at what I'm doing and I'm fueling myself in the same way, I can expect with progressive overload, I should get another rep, I should get a couple of extra reps, I should be able to put the weight up next week. So that is why those entry requirements are there. They're not super strict, but if you don't understand these basic things, you've got to learn them all as you do the plan, and you're not going to get the results you want. Okay, so let's talk brass tacks, and we'll have a sneak peek at the results. And I'm going to put, so somewhere up here, I'll put a picture of how I looked 11 weeks ago. So underneath that layer of fat was a physique, was something. So Adam knew from how long I'd been training that there was something to cut back to burn the fat off to. Something I say to people is you can't chisel a pencil. So if you've got nothing to start with, you're not going to cut back to anything. And that is one of the reasons, again, why Adam has that sort of, you've got to be training a little while. You've got to have built something to cut back to. So give me a second, we'll take this off and we'll see the sneak peek. So here we are. This is the night before, the results so far. So the tan is still on the guide colour. I haven't washed it off yet. I haven't finished eating all the carbs yet. There's more work to do. So we're not the finished article, but I think pretty happy with it so far. It's looking all right. Not very good at posing, but you get the idea. I don't think we're doing bodybuilding poses tomorrow. It'll be fitness, holding plates and dumbbells and stuff. But yeah, first time I've ever shaved my chest and my back. So this feels very strange. I had a bit of an accident. Hopefully we can touch that in or edit it or something. I'll do a video if people are interested in, okay, I've never had a tan before, Andy, what do I do? Well, me neither until today, literally this morning, getting sprayed, so I do a video on that. If you want to know about hair removal, I can talk about the Philips One blade that I bought, which was great. Good for the beard, good for the chest, good for the back. We can talk about whatever, really. So I probably will make videos on separate topics, but if you want to know something in particular, leave it in the comments and I'll get around to those videos quicker. But yeah, this is where we are, 12, 14 hours out. So in summary, I'm really excited about the photos. I'm so glad I did this. It has really put me in a good place to finish the year, and it's given me energy back. So I'm not talking about physical energy or fatigue or things. I'm pretty fatigued from all the working out and was fatigued from some of the dieting, but actually my calories are very generous at the end. I'm talking about that sort of energy that comes from within you. So in yoga they call it Shakti, but it's that energy that rises up in you, and I think it comes from things like self-esteem and purpose and self-worth, and this plan has given me purpose, really clear focus and purpose for the last 11 weeks.